Hello, my name is John Kelly. I'm a truck accident lawyer based out of Phoenix, Arizona. I work throughout the nation in commercial vehicle accidents, truck accidents, semi-truck accidents. Today I wanted to talk specifically about dump trucks because we see a lot of dump truck accidents. They're a very common large vehicle on the road. They have specific things that we look at, and I want to talk about what those cases are worth. One of the major things that we look at when we look at value of a claim is what are the insurance policies that might be involved. The good news about an insurance policy for a dump truck is it's typically involved with a commercial policy. It's going to be a business that owns a dump truck. So the business is usually going to have a policy that is going to be a commercial policy. It's not going to be like a typical auto policy where maybe the limits are $25,000, $50,000, or $100,000. The limits on a dump truck are going to be much bigger, $500,000 maybe at the low end. Typically you will see $1 million policies with dump trucks, and if it's a big corporation, it may be $5, $10 million. So what your claim is worth is dependent on your injuries then, because you can fully recover if you have $1 million policies for your injuries. So if you have very severe injuries like broken arm or leg, traumatic brain injury, you now can get recoveries in the millions. So these claims are worth a lot of money if you work them up the right way. Now with truck accidents, and specifically dump trucks, the law firm needs to be set up for you to make sure they've had some experience handling these kind of claims, because dump trucks are unique. They have special regulations for them. What kind of load were they? What were they carrying at the time of the accident? How much weight was that load? Was that load secured properly, or was it secured in a way that allowed it to shift, causing driver error? Was the tires at the correct pressure to handle that load? Was there load changes after deliveries that weren't accounted for and the driving didn't compensate for that? So after a very heavy load is dropped off, the driver has now a much lighter vehicle, and how does that change their interaction on the road, and can that cause an accident? What I've found out is that once we go to the scene and actually look at the vehicles after an accident, I get a reconstruction done, or I get my expert there to pull the black box out of it, we find that there's often regulations that were not followed, or drivers that were not trained the correct way to handle these kind of dump truck vehicles. If you would like to review your case and see if you have a claim that might be valuable, and again, one of the final things I'll say is that the value of your claim sometimes depends on whether you want to take it all the way to trial or if you have an early settlement. And that's something the client has to make decisions on, because the value of a case early on might not be worth what it's worth at trial. And that's something that can be multiples. Could be worth, hundreds of thousands or maybe $5 million at trial. But there's risk involved with going through trial. So as you can see, there's a lot to go through with these cases, a lot of people to put together. So if you want to review a case like that, please give us a call, Kelly Law Team, at 602-283-4122.